I always hear this, I'm just waiting to get back into a routine once the kids go back to school. Fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit. What do you mean get back into a routine once the kids are in school? Basically, you're saying, I don't... I've tried to film this intro like 5 times now, but anyway, hello and welcome to another vlog on YouTube and podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts by the Fit Minds podcast. Coach Mariah Jean here. There we go, I got it out. Today's podcast episode is going to be using school holidays as an excuse to eat shit and not exercise. Now, you guys are probably going to hate me for saying this, but maybe you won't. Maybe it'll resonate with you. Maybe you'll think to yourself, she's right, I am 100% using school holidays as an excuse to eat shit and not exercise. I get it, you're overwhelmed. You've got the kids at home. You've got to figure out things to do with them. If you're not working at the moment, if you've taken time off, which is lovely to spend time with your kids and family, a lot of mothers are going insane at this time of year, right? Around Easter, even if you've got kids in daycare, they've got to be off for all the public holidays, the long weekend, the Easter weekend, okay? It's hectic. It's a lot. It is a lot of pressure, and it takes a lot of your mental capacity and your patience and your tolerance to put up with kids and their madness and craziness. But I had a thought that came into my mind the other day, and it was this, that it is not that your kids have too much energy, it is that you do not have enough. And it's a confronting concept, right? Your kids have energy because they are actually meeting their energy requirements and needs by eating carbohydrates, the things that they need to run around, be silly, play. But you're probably not eating those foods, or at least not in the way that it sustains your natural energy levels, and you're not eating enough protein because you're a bigger human being. You actually have a larger requirement than your kids do, which is just wild, right? How do you have a larger requirement? Even if they're growing, they will have a lower calorie requirement than you, unless they're teenagers. That's a different ball game. But for the most part, your small children actually have a lower calorie requirement than you. You need more energy, even if you're trying to lose body fat, than your kids are currently consuming. And yet, for the most part, you're probably not doing that during the day. You are probably trying to survive school holidays by just getting through. You know, you're having takeaway, you're getting Uber Eats, you're eating a lot of meals out with friends and family, you're having a lot of social occasions, which, don't get me wrong, is totally fine to have that. It's totally fine to have connection, to spend time with family, to enjoy those memories. And this is not what I'm about. I'm not about teaching families to isolate or alienate themselves from others. What I am about is teaching you how to empower yourself to make decisions about your own food and your exercise, which means holding healthy boundaries with other family members, such as your partner, such as your kids, such as your relatives. If you do not get to usually go out for your morning walk or, you know, your exercise sessions as usual because your family is here, that actually isn't on your family. That is on you. It is up to you to make a decision to say, okay, it's 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm gonna go do my gym session. And it seems like an odd concept. Oh yeah, but like, it's a bit rude to do that when you've got guests here. No, it's not. It's your motherfucking house. You get to make the rules. And to be fair, taking an hour away from your in-laws or an hour away from your family can actually help save your sanity in these times where you're spending constant energy and you're peopling. Mums get to a point where their tether is eventually worn thin, right? And they are over it. Usually, this is where we see a lot of spouse arguments are happening, is at the end of these holiday periods or somewhere in the middle. Mums are burnt out, they're exhausted, they don't want to be touched, let alone spend romantic time with their partner, because everybody is at them and wanting something from them. They're cooking, they're cleaning, they're tidying up, they're dealing with the chaos, the overstimulation, the mental load, the lists keeping them occupied, kids being bored, kids waking up early, kids getting excited for things to happen, Easter, chocolate, bam, 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 right? Planning, making Easter things. Like, no wonder you are stressed and burnt out. Now, part of this is the fact that we definitely don't have most of the time the support to get the things done that we want to do, right? it's that we want to do them and sometimes our partner just doesn't think of doing them, the things for the kids. Sometimes he's working or she's working. Sometimes it's a case of being a single mum, whatever it might be. But something is putting pressure on you where the mental load, all of these tasks, having the kids at home, all of it's on your shoulders, right? And what ends up happening is I've got these 2 flies in my kitchen at the moment. They're pissing me off. Every podcast this happens. I've sprayed it with fly killer. I'm just hoping that they die soon. I'm mentally not well with how much I like killing flies. But going back to the topic, this podcast is not about using all the reasons why we can't eat well or why we can't exercise as to why, around Easter or school holidays, I love this. I always hear this. I'm just waiting to get back into a routine once the kids go back to school. Fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I'm waving a knife around while I say this. That is bullshit. What do you mean get back into a routine once the kids are in school? Basically, you're saying I don't see myself as important enough to do something minimal for while my kids are at home driving me insane, right? I don't see myself as important enough to include in the equation. Here you are running around after your kids, making them happy, doing all the things they want to do, fun activities, bam, 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 it's all for my family. And yet you're doing absolutely nothing for yourself. And I get it, kids are demanding, but nowhere along the line did your kids say, hey mum, I don't want you making a healthy meal for yourself. Hey mum, I don't want you cooking for yourself. Hey mum, I don't want you making meals for us or for yourself. No, they have not said that. You are the person who's putting that into your head, right? You're the person who's just putting off, you are procrastinating, putting off the inevitable, putting off what you know feels too hard right now because of all the travel and all of this and all of that. And it's just so much easier to just give in, and no, Cat, you're not getting your food, to just give in and just eat whatever is at the camping site and just, whatever, I guess I'll just have what everyone else is having and I just won't complain, and I'll have that fatty potato bake and, I suppose I'll have a few wines as well and everyone else is doing it, so I may as well do it too. I pose this question to you. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, what do you think is going to happen? Sorry, my cat is very persistent. What do you think is going to happen, every school holidays, right? Until your kids leave home. Are you just going to wait until they leave home? And even then, they leave home, they get a family of their own, or they come along just to Easter holidays with you no matter what. It's always going to be there, right? These family events, the travel, it's always going to happen. Do you think when I go away on holidays that I'm tracking my food and I'm on a meal plan and it's really strict? Absolutely fucking not, right? But what I don't do is I do not settle. I don't settle for, there's all this leftover Easter chocolate and someone's got to eat it, so guess it's going to be me. I don't settle for that, okay? You are setting yourself up for failure by telling yourself, well, it's the school holidays, so I'll just wait until they're over to do something about this problem that I've had for years, right? Where I've gone around in circles. No, I'm just going to wait until we're in a routine. Newsflash, you need a routine on school holidays. You need a routine on school holidays for you, to keep you sane, to make sure that even the family has a routine as well, right? And I get it, holidays aren't super routine if you're camping. But do you know what? When we went camping, we took with us tinned veggies, right? We took protein powder. We're not trying to be on a health kick and lose fat, okay? We're trying to not gain weight. And we did it perfectly well. We took extra lean sausages. We took foods that we know that keep well, but are going to fit in with our goals. And we took control. We took diet soft drinks as our drinks. Do you know what I mean? The things that we took eggs, obviously normal food, rye bread, but we took shit that we eat at home anyway that's just camping friendly. Tinned tuna, tinned chicken, stuff that we know that's going to keep protein bars, and rice cakes, peanut butter, Nutella, just normal foods. But here's the catch, right? we didn't use it as an excuse to pack, dozens and dozens and dozens of packets of chips and crackers and, crackers, yeah, they're not too bad, but we're on holidays, so let's just eat all of the junk, right? And it's fascinating. I'm not on an actual holiday at the moment. I'm still working. You guys might be like, oh, it's all good for you. Your kid's not, not on school holidays. No, but when she is on school holidays, we will have to figure that out. We'll have to do split days. Me and my partner, something will have to happen because neither of us can take time off work. We just can't, right? We work too much. We have really demanding roles. So we can't go away on holidays. We just can't, right? And that's okay. That's our dynamic. But when all that goes down, okay, do you think that I'm going to get to the school holiday? Right, well, I got cut off because my phone storage was too full, but we're finishing dinner now. And talking about when Lila goes into school, do you think that we're going to, when she's off on school holidays, obviously we're going to have to figure it out and, one of us will do a half day or whatever, we'll have to somehow, or she'll have school care. But do you think that either of us are just going to be like, oh, Lila's on school holidays now, we'll just wait until she's, back at school to start eating well and exercising?
No, I mean, obviously, yeah, we'll figure that out when it comes to it. But if you look at when we go up north to the farm,
yeah, or
when we went to Fiji, or
yeah,
when we go, to Airlie and Whitsundays and stuff like that, we still typically eat pretty well.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to be able to go train in the worlds or whatever, but you go for family walks and you go for walks, you go to the park, you do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you're not sitting on your bum all day watching movies.
You're camping, you're off feeding cattle and things like that on the farm. In Fiji, there was actually a gym there that we went to a couple of times, and you're going swimming and being active, and then if you kind of, you let loose is the wrong term. You loosen the reins slightly on holidays, I guess sometimes for ease.
Yeah.
Of navigation.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing nutrition-wise, it's pretty easy to make, relatively positive choices so you can keep balance.
Right.
It's just about balance. You're not going to go out and follow a crazy meal plan or whatever. And I'm talking about if you're overseas and stuff.
Yeah, you're not going to take your meal prep with you overseas or camping.
But, unless you're in prep or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you've got the nutritional literacy,
yes,
to be able to eat flexibly, and
yes,
you've learnt that over a couple of years, then things like that actually become so easy. Just to look at a menu and be like, oh, I should get this, or I haven't had enough this, or
yes,
this doesn't come with X, Y, and Z, so we'll get a side of veggies.
Of veggies, right? Yeah, and that's I think what it is this idea that people are working in such extremes, and they think that they're either on a health kick or they're off a health kick, and they're on holidays, and it's we don't go away and be like, oh, I'm okay with gaining 5 kilos on holidays, but we also don't not enjoy ourselves. We still eat meals that we like. We don't, drink a bottle of wine every night. We're not, completely abusing the system here. No,
and you set the right example and the right sort of balance in your day-to-day life, then it comes pretty naturally. And you're also setting a good example. I'm looking at Lala here at the moment while we're making dinner, and she's currently frothing over, hello baby girl.
Cucumber?
Frothing over her cucumber.
She loves cucumber.
She loves cucumber.
There's a heap of veggies she hates, but she really likes cucumber.
Yeah, but she typically doesn't like the ones that she doesn't see us eat.
Yes.
When we were feeding her dinner, I was feeding her dinner last night, and it was like a spaghetti meatball kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the first thing she reaches for is her steamed veggies.
Her steamed veggies, yeah.
And she eats her carrot and her broccoli first.
Yeah. But why do you think she does that?
Because she always sees us eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we even on nights where she was persisting with not wanting it, she would just we would just offer it again and again and again. But even if you're camping, right? When we went camping that one time.
I love camping.
We took extra lean beef sausages. We took tinned vegetables. We took fruit. We took protein powder. We took protein bars. This is just a normal part of our life.
None of that stuff as well takes up, none of that stuff takes up a huge amount of space as well. And when we went up to, Mackay over Chrissy, we spent the week on the farm.
Did a grocery shop.
We did a grocery shop. So we left the airport,
straight to Coles.
We went to, we ordered a click and collect.
Yeah.
So it was ready. And that had our normal yogurts, fruits, veggies,
usual stuff.
You know, some other stuff as well, sparkling water because I'm a pretentious freak.
Yeah.
And then we just ate stuff like that, like you know, after Christmas Day as well, because Christmas is obviously there's typically like fatty cold meats and things like that, your hams and things like that, which is sweet. Like run hard, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
But then the next day it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go down and pick up some steaks. Steaks, potatoes, veggies, just go back to like a normal sort of meal.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's Christmas, sweet as. But you don't need to write off a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks because of one event.
Thank you. Yeah, like this is the thing we see every year. Easter, Christmas, and school holidays specifically for parents where they are stressed, they're burnt out, mothers. But I was saying before, like, you guys are in control. You're the parents. You get to do the grocery shop. Get your partner on board with this and start making better decisions. But you don't have to work in such extremes of I'm either eating salads and eating like a rabbit, or I'm eating like a whole wheel of cheese, drinking a bottle of wine and, you know, downing a box of Shapes. Like,
oh, I know so many people, like, be it, you know, people I work with or people like that, you're just like, oh bro, you know, what do you want for lunch? And they're like, I'm not having lunch. And then they're like, I've gotten really fat. Where's Caddy? Caddy's gone.
Caddy's hiding.
I'm not eating lunch kind of thing. And then it's like, oh, I'm getting fat. And it's like, you don't eat lunch. Yeah, it's all the lollies I ate at 9 o'clock because I starved myself through the day.
Because you didn't eat lunch.
Yeah, it's like, bro, just eat breakfast. It's like, well, what'd you have for brekkie? Oh, nothing. Just at least give me a protein shake and a banana. Like, give me something.
But if you're camping or you're traveling or whatever, like instead of avoiding breakfast, go have the buffet brekkie, but have like a slice of toast, 2 eggs, bit of bacon.
Yeah, a bit of mushrooms.
Some veggies.
There's always fruit there.
Always fruit, yogurt. Try and get some protein and slow digesting carbs in your day. And don't lump all your food towards the end of the day. And if you're with family, and this is what I was saying before, if you're with family, I really hate to tell you this, but if you're sitting around a campfire or whatever, and 90% of the people there are overweight, unhappy, and miserable, you have to ask yourself, then why, if I don't want to be like that, am I eating exactly the same way that they're eating and giving into the pressures of what they're doing? You don't have to highlight it to them. You can just bring your own food, do your own thing, and fly under the radar, and nobody will know. No one will care.
Yeah, and it's just like, the other thing is just like, don't overcomplicate it.
Yes.
Like you said, it doesn't need to be 15-step fucking roasts and all that sort of stuff just to be healthy. Like, just eating balanced meals regularly. Like, I found, you know, while Lala was chaos in the mornings, and she's a lot easier now. Because I was so busy like running after her, getting her ready for daycare and stuff like that, that I wouldn't eat brekkie. And I'd get to lunch and I'd just eat so much food because I'm 100 kilos. Like, I need food and I wasn't eating muscle. It. So I would just, like, and I'd eat anything. I'd, find the nearest cafe and I'm like, give me chips, a chicken and have a wrap, like, and then give me a muffin, give me this. And it's like, I'd always have a protein shake, but I was like, I'm not actually having any carbs. And now, Lala typically has Nutri-Grain for breakfast and like a piece of fruit. So I just have Nutri-Grain with her and a piece of fruit. Like, we eat the same cereal. We both have a bit of fruit. Whenever I have a protein shake, she asks for some too. So I dilute the shit out of a protein shake. And Lala has like chocolate flavored water.
Baby protein shake.
Yeah,
we love
baby
that.
protein shake.
Yep.
And we have the same, like, I have the same breakfast as her.
That's right.
But it's nutritionally balanced. And it takes 2 seconds to make. Like, bro, it's Nutri-Grain, protein and fruit. You
have to ask yourself, why are you giving your kids food and making your kids meals, and why are they supposed to have breakfast, and how come you're not? This idea that you can survive the whole day without food and then not binge eat at the end of the day is ridiculous. But while on holidays, it's just following basic structure. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, watch your snacks, because your snacks will add up if your main meals are going to be pretty calorie dense. And stop trying to be perfect. Just at least do something on the holidays, get off your bum, walk around, don't sit down all day, and make smart choices. Don't have 10 alcoholic drinks, have 5. Be mindful. Be mindful, don't be perfect, because at the end of the day, your kids don't need you to be perfect, but they do need you to be around for a lot longer than you will be if you keep eating shit all the time and keep going on holidays and treating yourself like absolute dirt. So, that's it from us. We're going to go have some nachos. nachos with corn chips. We don't skimp on our meals here. This is a normal day for us. This isn't like a cheat meal. This is just our life, and this is what you guys can learn to do as well. If you have the right support, and we do the stuff for you. We tell you exactly what to eat. Stop making excuses for why you treat yourself like this on the school holidays every single year, and figure out how to do this long term. All right, that's it from us.
All right.
We're gonna have dinner. Bye. Thanks a lot, guys.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Thanks a lot, guys. Nachos time?
Yeah.
You have nachos? I'm hungry. See ya. Bye.
Lala, say bye-bye.
Say bye. Bye.